Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right. So we had the Edge of Fate developer live stream part two. Just to kind of go into a few things that they talked about. Been having some issues, first of all, for just getting my stream up. So it's pretty late in the day. It's actually the next day. We're on July 2nd. It's currently going on 1 in the morning, and I just wanted to get some thoughts out there, go over what we're looking at as of now with the Edge of Fate. I originally wanted to try and get some videos together, get everyone going and set up for Edge of Fate. But the way it's looking is we are headed for a low point with this content. The player base, and I'm just making a educated guess, the player base is not going to be what it was for Final Shape. We're going to look at probably a downtick in the player base, because what they're shipping with is not going to be worth it to a lot of players, a lot of longtime players. We may see players that interact and do maybe the day one raid, and then the player base is probably going to just fall flat unless they have something planned for after the raid. From what it's looking like is that their dev team and everyone involved with Bungie is focused on getting Marathon on track because of the fires they're having to put out over there with the art situation, and just for where the game is at compared to other games that are coming for that genre. So yeah, there's a lot going on internally with Bungie, and I feel like a lot of activities that are coming, they were showing off a lot of the modifiers and ways to earn loot that was going to be coming, and just overall a lot of positive things for earning loot. And they discussed how to earn tier 2, 3, and 4 loot. Unfortunately, these activities are going to involve activities we currently have in the game, so don't expect anything new on that front. They even hinted at combining previous activities that were not favorites of the community into a new activity that's going to be available after the campaign. So not too many people were excited about the sound of it. Hopefully it's better in practice than the way they described it. A lot of mixed feedback. Just the state of the game is very, very mixed. It's divided, and they're rehashing a lot of old content, and it's not content that was well received in the first place, but now they're bringing it back and trying to put it to use for earning loot, and pretty much making us replay this activities in Edge of Fate to earn loot. The modifier system is a positive. The more modifiers you add to the activity, the better loot you get as far as a tier 2, tier 3 drop up to a tier 4. Tier 5 is, I'm guessing, going to be locked behind harder activities. So just keep that in mind. For all of you that are questioning whether you should purchase the Edge of Fate, I would wait till it's shipped and launched. I'm going to purchase it. I still want to get in there and, you know, make videos and content regarding the changes with the armor, the weapons, and just get some content for you guys. Had a couple new subscribers. Just wanted to say thank you to the new ones that joined the channel. If you're watching this video, I want to wipe through here to kind of show some of what I'm talking about. You have the Empire Hunt right here. This is what I was talking about as far as the activities they're rehashing. They're bringing Empire Hunts back to be used as ways to earn gear, and they're using Battlegrounds, Empire Hunts, all this rehashed content, but you can modify it with these modifiers. Now, it just is very, very unfortunate that it's content that we have already played, content that people played just till they got their drops or gear or loot, and they now have to go into it and do the same thing again with these modifiers for the content. But as you can see, there is a master, grandmaster, and ultimate setting, and the higher you go, I would assume that the ultimate is where the tier 5 gear is going to be held for weapons and armor. But basically, the more modifiers you add to your run, the higher this gauge will go. And this area right here, when they float over it, it lets you know that you are in tier 3 or 4 gear territory. So yeah, they hover over it. Right here it says tier 3 engram, and you are maxed out on modifiers. You're on the master level. The highest power of the engram can be is 335 to tier 3, and it contains a random tiered weapon or armor piece. The other thing they mentioned was on Kepler, there's going to be a vendor that you can focus with materials and new materials that are going to become available. You will be able to focus any gear that you're missing. So let's say you have a item that is a lower power level and you need a specific maybe gauntlet or boot, maybe helmet. You can focus that and earn that without having to rely on RNG for it to drop, and you can just purchase that with the currency that it will be dropping on Kepler as you farm activities and world tiers. World tiers is gonna happen after the campaign, so the higher your world tier is, the better and more amount of currency you get, and this will be part of unlocking exotic weapons. Each one has its own exotic mission or gear that you get dropped. Try and find that here where they start talking about a little bit about that. They didn't show the vendor, but as you can see, world tier goes up to mythic. After the campaign, you go to fabled and then eventually mythic. Legendary, they're saying if you play the campaign on Legendary, once you're done, you're pretty much ready for the raid that's going to be releasing. So if you play on Legendary normally, then you will be ready to go for the raid. But they said if you wanted to be more specific on your gear and min-max, then that's going to be up to you. But once you're done with the campaign, you're pretty much ready for the raid, from what they said. And 200 is going to be the base power level after we go into Renegades, and then you have to grind your way up again for your power level. So it'll reset every time we get a new season. They also mentioned, let's see, it was a good stream in terms of information and things that we haven't really been told, and a lot of it is stuff that I was saying they should have went over last week, and I feel like this week should have been more focused on individual like activities, and not us just going into empire hunts. But I mean, they're showing off the different modifiers that we can do, and then the more modifiers that are positive you have, it'll lower the tier of gear that you have the ability to earn. So you can be maxed out all the way up to tier 3 gear, but if you start putting in modifiers that help and benefit you, it starts dropping the level. So that's something to watch out for when y'all get in there. But I mean, overall, that's how the tier system is gonna work as far as modifiers. You're basically gonna want to find the not easiest but tolerable modifiers to push your level all the way up to earn your gear. They're really pushing having a team or a squad. They're pushing the portal, so you want to make sure you're using the portal for, it'll give you the most streamlined experience. They went over the portal and just the new areas that we're gonna have access to. This will be the seasonal conquest screen. This will be where our grandmasters are at. For the week or the time frame that they're up, the seasonal hub is gonna look like this. You'll have your weekly challenges, your daily challenges, and then they were saying that this right here is gonna be free to everyone for the season. So I'm guessing it comes with Edge of Fate if you purchase it. But I mean, overall, that's all the information we were given. In a nutshell, they reworked. Where is it? They reworked Conqueror. They changed a few things on what you had to do for Conqueror. They reworked the Guardian ranks, so you don't have to do things like commendations or just things that weren't really forward moving in your adventures as a Guardian. They focus them more on things having to do with the portal and things you're going to be interacting with as you level up. That way everyone is able to move up to rank 11, and it's not just, only the people that grind and do the most, random shit to move up their level. It's not going to be like that. They're making it more accessible for everyone to get to level 11. As long as you play the game and interact with the activities they have. Let's see, what else? Trying to get all the information for this live stream in. I did more of a rant on the last live stream just because it was just a big bunch of nothing and stuff that was already explained to us by content creators and just things like that. There's gonna be like a static rolled area for just jumping in. Excuse me. So you won't have to pick any modifiers. It'll just be set up to a base level with modifiers and everything ready to go. So you'll have, if you don't want to mess with, making your own modifiers with your fire team, you can just go and jump into a playlist that's set up already. But of course, you're gonna get more rewarded the more modifiers you have on an activity, and that's gonna be your way of earning the additional loot and engrams, ranging from tier 2, 3, and 4. They did talk about the system where if you join a teammate who is a higher light or is at a higher world tier than you, it won't boost you, but it'll make it easier for you to earn. Let's say your buddy's at tier 4 loot and you're only on tier 2 and you're trying to get tier 3. It'll give you more drops to move you towards the tier 3. But it's not going to just hand you tier 4 if your buddy's on tier 4. So it's just you're just being rewarded for playing in a group and earning your drops at a faster rate if you are in a tier 4 activity with a tier 4 buddy. So it benefits you to play with a group. It benefits you to have a friend or two that are higher world tiers or levels than you are. So if you got a buddy that's always, on the game and grinding, then you're gonna have a easier time getting leveled. Oh, so sorry. It's pretty late in the day. Just trying to go over as much information as I can to inform you guys. But I mean, overall, that's what they talked about. I don't think I missed anything. It was, like I said, it was a lot of information, but I feel like I covered everything that they went over. But yeah, if you are unsure or are on the fence about the Edge of Fate, then just wait it out. Wait for, myself or another content creator you watch to drop videos to see if it's worth your time and your money. Like I said, I will be dropping streams and videos of my streams to get y'all information over the content. So if you have any further questions or anything like that, or you feel like you need a deeper explanation, we can dive into that once it comes out in 2 weeks. They didn't give too much information because they're playing their cards close, which I don't feel like they should be doing. A lot of people are on the fence about this release, and it's just not a good time for them to play their cards close to their chest. I mean, other than the story, you guys gotta let it out, man. You gotta give the player a reason to keep playing. I understand if they have other developers and people working on Marathon, I get it. We all get it. You're in a tight spot and you're just trying to keep your head afloat. But for the most part, there's just way too much unknown and way too many signs that point to another Curse of Osiris, Lightfall. I wouldn't even say Shadowkeep or anything like that. People say Witch Queen was a great DLC. It wasn't, the worst, but I don't put it up there as one of the greatest DLCs. It was cool. I mean, it was a cool release. But yeah, right now, in my opinion, just from how everything's coming, you're gonna be looking more at quality of life changes for this DLC, and a campaign and a raid, and that's about it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so if you're unsure and you're on the fence, then wait it out. The DLC is 2 weeks away. And tune in. I will be streaming and doing play alongs for the campaign. Gonna do my best to stream everything while I'm playing. So I won't be progressing or getting anything done unless it's on stream. And, I'll try and post something to let y'all know before I get off. But for now, I think I'm gonna cut this stream off right here. If you watch the live stream and you have any input or, just any kind of thoughts, feel free to comment. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe. I go over a lot of Destiny stuff right now, but for the future, I'm looking at Path of Exile, Magic the Gathering. I still haven't finished Expedition 33, so I gotta keep playing that. And there's just other games out. Oblivion, I haven't finished my playthrough of Oblivion since it got remastered. There's a lot of other stuff to do, so don't feel like my channel is just a Destiny channel. I'm into other games, and I'm a gamer. I will play other games. If you don't like Destiny, that's fine. You don't have to like it. It's in a very weird spot right now. It's a rocky spot. It's not a game reset. It's not a Destiny 3, but we're at the point where it's a story reset. The high points aren't here yet, and some say that's cope, but that's just how it is. You got to start from the bottom and work your way up. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how this next saga goes. But till then, thank you guys for tuning in and checking my video out. I will be streaming later after I get some rest, and I will be playing some Destiny, some last minute bounty grinding, just to try and level up my artifact when it comes. Just the gear I'll go over gear and what to look for on gear on the next stream, and we'll start the stream off talking about that first. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you again for the new subscribers. Thank you for the guys that come back and check out my videos and my shorts. Please, please, please leave comments. Give me some feedback, you know, and we'll keep at it. All right, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all.